If I don't wash my hair in more than like 2 days, it goes fucking disgusting. And that's what I've just been sat here for like a few minutes for, just trying to sort that out. Anyway, how are we? Hold on. Oh, do you know what? I give up. I'm never letting it get this long again. This is my fucking lesson. Hi! Can you hear me? Are we here? Can I be mod? If you pay, mate, yeah. Are we all here, yeah? Chat? Hello? Hello, evening. You need to go to Turkey. I don't really think so, mate. It's not that bad, my hairline. For my age, 25, that's how far it goes back, which isn't horrendous. You should see some of my friends. Plus, I've got long hair, so I can hide that little recedingness. Do you have a mullet? I wouldn't really call it that at the present moment, mate, but when I have it done, I do, yeah. Oh, it's fucking horrible. It just looks greasy. It's literally 2 days ago when I washed it as well. Right. Hello. Prize pot. Let's generate a number. £244. Every 5 minutes, that prize pot's going to change. Make me laugh, win money if you fancy it. Between £1 and £1,000 every 5 minutes, the prize pot will change. Right now, it's on £244. If you made me laugh right now, you win £244. It's simple: £5 text-to-speech, £10 media share. We're not doing the whole dice roll for a portion of my earnings. It's none of that anymore. It's straight hard cash. So if you donate in the first 5 minutes of the stream and you end up making me laugh, you at the present moment you win £244. Like I say, that will change every 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, that amount could be much higher or much lower. Anyway, I'm on a water fast right now, boys. Water and black coffee. It's the worst thing ever, black coffee, without milk, but I have a caffeine addiction, so it's one of them. Money, money, money. You think I'm Mr. Krabs? That's too warm. Suppose they didn't want any Vauxhall Astras at the Sidemen charity match then. I don't know I really don't know what that means, mate, to be honest. I don't keep up with the Sidemen. Feel free to elaborate and explain the joke to me. You mean like because I wasn't there? Yeah, I think probably the fact that my most viewed videos get about 50,000, and also the fact that I've called KSI a fucking chimpanzee at one point makes up for the fact that I wasn't at the Sidemen charity match. Did people watch it? Because I saw on Twitter that people were saying, oh, it's at the same time as Premier League games. You're giving away your paycheck and can't afford milk. Well, if you were to obviously use your ears in that, bro. What I said was that I'm water fasting. So what that means is that I am fasting. You know what fasting means? So I'm not having calories. There's calories in milk. There's only about 2 calories in a cup of coffee, so it doesn't affect your keto levels in your body. So, but there is milk in my fridge. Thank you for your interjection. Alright, chill, bruh. What are you? What? You've just insulted me and I fucking responded, you daft cunt. Use your fucking ears. Hello, Alex. How are you, mate? When did you break iftar? What? What did you break iftar with, Brad? I know that's something to do with the Islamic religion. I don't really pay attention to taxi drivers when I'm getting an Uber at night on the way home from somewhere. That's when I learn all about Islam, and I pretend I'm interested, and I do not end up processing any of it. Right, I'm gonna generate every 5 minutes. This gets generated, so £797 if someone makes me laugh for the next 5 minutes. Brad, did you know that Harvey Price is so big that he can no longer fit in Katie Price's car? You'd assume you'd stop feeding him so much, wouldn't you? Start reducing his food day in, day out. Really, wouldn't you? Given that he is literally huge, like massive. And there's something in my head right now, but I don't want to say it because it'd be horrendous to say, but is it purposeful? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Is it a purposeful? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is it feed him up, try and make him pop, or is she sick of it? I could be. It's just a hypothesis. Do you know what I mean? I'm not claiming anything. Got to be about 40 stone. Apparently, she's putting him on fat jabs. Fucking fat jabs, bro. He needs about 20 operations if he's 40 stone. Never mind fat jabs. The fuck's fat jabs gonna do? He's already fucking fat. Is it just one person who will win, or everyone who makes you laugh will win money? No, it'll be one person. Yeah, it'll be one person. Once someone wins, the stream ends. If someone wins, how's stream going, Brad? It's going out. It's going good right now, mate. I'm on it for the first time in forever. Was in there last night. Worked my chest. For anyone who frequents the gym and then has had a big gap in the gym, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's very humbling to watch my strength decrease by a full third, at least. With my chest, it's decreased by a third. With my arms, it's decreased by like half. I'm literally lifting half of what I was lifting at my like strongest, and it is mental. You used to be fat though. Okay, bro. How long are you water fasting for? I'm going for 36 hours. I don't do any extreme stuff. I just do it regular. So I don't do any extreme fucking like multiple day fasts or anything. I usually just do 24 hours, but I've done 24 hours now. Last couple of times I'm doing 36. And then yeah, we'll be back on it. What's Mr. Banter benching? I rarely bench, mate. I rarely bench. I only bench when I'm with someone and I can have a spot, because otherwise I just get too scared of dropping it on myself. I get far too scared of dropping it on myself. But I can no, right now I don't know, mate. Probably fuck all. I probably wouldn't be able to do 2 plates right now. Definitely not. I'm weak as fuck. That's what happens when you take a break. I've got no strength in me at all. What do you normally do as a workout? Press that out to achieve your build. Yeah, you cheeky cunt. Just wait. Give it a couple of months, mate. Give it a couple of months and you'll be saying that non-ironically, you cheeky bastard. Hop on a cycle. I feel like my organs aren't the best, mate. I get heart pains every now and again. I get fucking head pains every now and again. Do you know what I mean? Don't make a big song and dance about it, but so I feel like I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. And then also I've heard from someone recently that you just literally lose, or the second you cycle off, you lose all of the gains, like all of it. And so therefore you just stay on and stay on and stay on. You just get addicted to staying on, and that's why people get problems, because they cannot come off it, otherwise they will lose everything. So it's just, I'm just cutting out the idea of ever being a roidhead, as much as I'd love to be, and I'm being so honest. As much as I would love to hop on roids, I just can't. I don't want to get addicted, and I lost a good 10 kg of mass when I came off, to be fair. That's what I mean. So do you think it was worth it? Do you think it was worth your cycle? How long do you reckon till taxi lady can't fit in it? Behave yourself. No, 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 no. Who are you, Smirnoff and nephew? The people I'm Smirnoff and nephew. Okay. Are you someone who was under a different name? If you don't tell me now, I'm going to hide you. You won't lose the games if you keep training consistently. I've heard very different, my friend, from multiple people. Like, they'll go to the gym, they'll be on a cycle, and then they'll keep going, but they will just keep losing and losing and losing mass. No, I'm a new viewer. Oh, you're a new viewer, okay, and you're making references about that. Alright. Okay, mate. Don't fucking lie to me. Where's the time of Mr. Bradley banter? We're just going to go until someone wins, mate, but fucking... I'm going to generate again. Do you know what? Someone told me yesterday they were like, do this again. And obviously, I've got loads of streams to do. I've got loads of streams backed up that I've got to do every single day. So I just thought, right, we'll have a change. We'll do that, make me laugh, win money. But I told them, I said it don't make money. It don't make money. People know I'm good at this, so it won't get donations. So I'm just going to be sat here talking to you, and I fucking hate talking to you. I should have done darts, but it don't matter now. I'm not changing. 141 is my angel number, Brad. My angel number. Well, maybe you should donate then, mate. Maybe it's a sign that you're going to win. What sort of stream is this? Brother, do you know what? It'd take you 15 seconds to just read it. You know that? 14 seconds, I reckon. Is water fasting tough when you've never done it before? Fasting is tough in general, mate. Of course it is. Like, your body craves food and you're restricting food. So it's tough, but it's just about... It's about mental willpower, that's it. Like, you can do it, though. You won't die. You won't die. Nothing will happen to you. If you do a long fast, you've got to do certain things. Like, you've got to consume a bit of fucking salt and that, and maybe have some electrolytes. But if you're doing a 24-hour fast, you don't need to do anything really, just have water, and you can do it. And it is very, very good for weight loss. Well, for my body at least, I think everyone's different, but my body works the best fasting because I fluctuate really quick, so it goes into I go into a ketosis like very quick, and then in a ketosis, your body just eats away at itself, essentially. But it's good. It purifies you. You feel good from it. New dice wheel option. Eat 4 tablespoons of salt. I've had to do that before, you know. When I've done like a 4-day fast, I've had to have like multiple tablespoons of salt. Go back on Monkey and talk to 8 stone men who can't stop licking their lips. I ordered that clip and a few people in the comments are like, oh, Brad got fucking terrorised. Do you know what? I guess maybe that's how I'd look at it as well. A few years ago, but I just was silently like not responding to him because he was 10 stone. Like, there's no situation where I could not kill that man with my hands in about 10 seconds. So it's like, I don't need to... You can give me all this shit over the internet. I don't need to reply unless you were my size. And then there's a reasonable chance that you could cause me bodily harm. But you are a small, skinny man. I would rip your body apart in about 10 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Not donating. I remember when I donated for a media show, you did that silly countdown thing, but did the countdown really quickly. Snooze, you fucking lose, mate. Snooze, you fucking lose. Sounds like an L. Just watch a video on Arm Alex. What do you think he's doing at the moment? I thought if he was going to respond, it would have been made by now. Still not a trace of him. What do you think? It makes me think that he probably is bettering himself because I think, judging by my fucking self, mate, I think the narcissistic urge to be seen and heard when you are an entertainer is so powerful. I think if he's managed to get over that, he's probably gone and started to better himself. I really assume, I could be very wrong, but it's just the fact we've not heard from him. And I think I'm Alex, the version of I'm Alex that I knew would not, under no circumstance, not be heard. Do you know what I mean? So if he did respond in any way, even an apology, I'd probably just think, yeah, you fucking, you know what you're doing, you're trying to fucking sneak your way back. But the fact that he hasn't is probably the best sign. Do you know what I mean? For him as a person. Get scammed, innit, bro? Coming in talking about the fact you're not donating because my tactics were a bit sneaky 5 years ago. I don't give a fuck. Apparently you've still been doing work behind the scenes for other content creators. You've heard that from me, mate. I'm the one who put that rumour out, FYI. Like, everyone says that because I said it in a video. And I said it based off of false information. I didn't realise it was false information. I didn't know. Let's just generate this again. £306 now in the prize pot. Fucking, if anyone wants it. If not, it's alright. We'll just sit here and talk. Made £1,000 in the last 3 days from the dart stream, so I don't mind if none of you want to donate. It's alright. What am I saying? Yeah, it was me who put that out because fucking Blues Dank was just telling me a load of bullshit, and then when I actually made a video about it, he made out like it was a joke. He was like, "Oh, I was just joking, mate." No, you weren't. You were lying, brother. You were lying. You were just telling me shit. You didn't word it in a joke. It wasn't funny. You were telling me shit about him, and then I snaked you by putting it in a video, and you were like, "Bro, it wasn't even real. It was a joke." It's not a joke. It's called bullshitting. But yeah. Apparently he's been doing work as a brickie. He just throws bricks at women who walk past. Crazy. How do I fix my internet? It keeps buffering. Do you think I'm a call centre? Do you think I'm BT fucking, like, I'm not? I don't know, mate. Ring your internet provider. Do you reckon if he's battering himself, do you think he's doing it because he actually is sorry and knows he's done wrong, or do you think he's doing it to try and get his sort of career back? If he's bettering himself, sorry, I read that wrong. I can only speak from my perspective, and I think I don't think I'm as healed as I sometimes like to, or I have liked to think I was in the past, because I think in I'm Alex situation I would have been on a warpath, mate. But then again, I'm Alex made a career off of harshly judging people in like legitimate commentary videos, not like funny commentary videos, like legitimate commentary, people who make mistakes. So he's created an environment for himself where if he makes mistakes, he is going to get lambasted by his audience as well, and that is just karma. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's created a environment for himself where he has contributed to a mentality amongst an audience of cancel culture. And I'm not saying it's not deserved, by the way, but I'm just saying he has contributed to that mentality. So now you've got a load of people who are just coming at I'm Alex's throat for... Because he didn't hit her, did he? He just threatened her. I've done worse in my time, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Probably it seemed like with Alex's situation, the girl was like completely like did nothing wrong. That's the thing. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that he has contributed to this sort of culture, he wouldn't be so fucked. But he was the person who will go out of his way to call out people who are like him. Do you know what I mean? So I think because of that, I think he had no option but to, and I'm judging this by his silence, he's probably had no option but to really, truly look at himself. So therefore, I imagine it might be. I think if he never comes back, then it's real. Do you know what I mean? That's how we'll know. It's not your internet, it's his stream. Is my stream bad? See, I remember reading the full post because I made a few piss take videos on it, and there was one. Nah, do you know what? I won't even comment on it because he must be in the wrong because he didn't respond. He did not respond, so he must be. There must be more to it, and he must know he's in the wrong. So I won't even say, but there was alarm bells from me at first with that situation just because of how certain things were worded, but I think I was wrong because of the fact that he's not responded. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a paragraph at the end where it was like, I did hit him, but it was out of anger. I'm just like, what? So you did hit him, but he's not responded. So that tells the story. Do you have a blender to make protein smoothies? No, mate, because I'm not gay. I do actually have a blender. I have a couple of blenders. I have an ice cream maker. I don't know why, mate. I never make ice cream. I have a few things in this fucking shit house, but I don't make protein smoothies. I'm not bent. Best protein is from chicken and turkey and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I just have a lot of chicken and stuff. I think it's just baffling because, like you said, the person who you knew would have made some sort of response by now, but the fact he hasn't responded opens so many questions. It just feels like there's so much that we still don't know about the situation. Sorry to go on about it, mate. It's just baffling to me, especially how there is no update whatsoever. Now, when I say what I'm about to say, right, I don't mean this in a way to be a prick. I'm just opening up conversation, like. Do you not reckon it's mad that this man has been radio silent for almost a year now, 9 months, I think, and you are still, and other people like you are still so very interested in it, in the situation? What does that say about us? Do you know what I mean? As people, like, we're so obsessed with drama that doesn't concern us. We are so, like, and I say this as a man who, that's my career as well. So I'm not saying this in a cunty way. It's how I make a living. But we are so obsessed with just topics of conversation like this that literally do not personally concern us. Of just like, and I think it'd be different if he was coming back and there was back and forth and whatever. But do you know what I mean? It's been silent for 9 months, and I've made 3 videos on it to profit. We're all still talking about it. I think it's mad. It's like the Giga situation. Not quite, mate. If it was you, how would you have handled it instead of going ghost? I'd be vengeful, mate. I think I'd be vengeful, like, but I don't know. I can't say because I don't know that specific situation. I don't know if she literally was a completely innocent party, or if, do you know what I mean? I guess if the other person was completely 100% innocent of any wrongdoing at any point, and it's just all one-sided, what could you do? But I think in that situation, I'd be fucking vengeful, mate. I'd be out for blood, and that is just me being so honest with you. Like, I'm not a great example of a do you know what I mean, of a morally correct man. This is why I always say don't idolize entertainers. Just take them for entertainment. Because if it was me, I would be out for blood, mate. 100%. Last time I was on here, stream got taken down because someone pulled their willy out on Omegle. Well, it's just a part of parcel, isn't it, mate? Right, I'm going to generate again. £556 up for grabs if someone can make me laugh, by the way. £5 text to speech to try, or £10 media share. These streams, really, the last one made no money as well. These streams are mad. Just don't think you're in a laughy mood, Brad, so it's not worth the risk. I'm not, mate. That's why it was good for me to stream this tonight. No, I'm not at all. I mean, no, I am. I've been laughing all day. How bushy are your pubes? It's a very good question. It's a weird question as well. Really weird question. You fucking odd bitch. Are you okay? Yeah, I've just streamed four days in a row, mate. I feel like I've been entertaining for the last 3 streams. Right? So on the 4th day, I'm fucked. But it was 1, so that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm alright, I just can't be arsed right now. How many more streams in a row do you have? I don't know, mate, like 4 more. It's mad. It's fucking nuts. But then we might win more. It might never end because then we might win. Because I'll do another darts. Tomorrow I'm going to do... well, it was under the fucking pretext that this earned me some profit, but it fucking... 0 donations is mad. But tomorrow I was going to do... I mean, I might rethink it now, but tomorrow I was going to do a free stream where I do the anonymous confessions and give advice out and stuff. But I don't know if we're going to do that now. And then the day after I was going to do darts again. Will the wheel spins return? Yes, but I've got to change it up to make it entertaining, because the wheel spins as of right now, mate, this is they're going to be fucking shit. Look at the options. Look at the options. It's like a big column is whiskey. And it's gonna be art. And then Instagram, I don't have, or TikTok, I don't have any of that anymore. So, do you know what I mean? Are you an actor, Brad? I'd say so, mate. I'd say so. I'm an entertainer. There is an act within there, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? I've got to pretend for my job, really. Has anyone ever made you laugh for money? Well, yeah. Yes. It's been won on this type of stream like once before, and it's been won like 10 times before, because I started doing it where there was a guaranteed winner every time. But to make that profitable for me, they win a percentage of the stream earnings, whereas I've gone back to just a prize pot. So right now, this stream has not had any donations. If one of you donate a £5 and make me laugh, you win £556, which is about to change. You win £848. Just, do you know what I mean? So I'm back to that. Do you know who the YouTuber troll this is? I was the person who originally called him out, mate, after his bird came out about what he did. Yeah, I was the person who called him out. Well, I was the first YouTuber who got on it, and then everyone else did that. Xbox shows us on Xbox when I was like 9. this is allegedly what I'm about to say, but back in the day, like I was not like I'm Alex, like calling people out like cancel culture type man. Like I say, very flawed man myself. It'd be a stroke of hypocrisy if I was like that, to be honest. But with Trozus, there was literally a voicemail that he left to his bird saying, "I'm sorry for raping you." So it was like, and that's alleged because I can't. I'm sure that was the case, but I can't. That is an allegation what I've just said. But I'm sure I remember hearing. I'm sure I was sent the voice note, and that's why I came. But it was so long ago. But I'm pretty sure I was sent the voice note, the voicemail, and I was just like, "Mad, there's no defense for that. You've literally raped a bird and admitted it. Like, you should not have a career. You are a rapist." So, yeah, I was really edgy then as well. Proud of younger me for putting his edge aside, because I was that edgy. I feel like I could have made a joke about it instead. That's how bad I was. I was really bad at the time. Would you ever do a gaming stream? Yeah, maybe this week, mate, because I've got loads of streams to do. Chimman, do you know if that was a donation, you would have just won 848 quid. Brother. Nah, that's mad. Right, let's generate again. £383. Give me my money now. I've got my guard down because no one's donated. I need to not laugh just in case one comes through. You wouldn't have laughed with £800 on the line. I would have tried not to, mate. What do you want me to do tomorrow, boys? On stream? Because I'm not doing darts again. Could have a little. I love doing darts, but that's the thing. I don't want to. I actually really like doing that right now. I enjoy it. I don't want to fuck that up for myself. I've done it 3 times now. I need at least a 2-day break. GTA. The confession-free stream would be nice. Right. Let's do it now. Let's do the confessions now. Because if no one's on this, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind, but we've literally made dough this week streaming. So there's my viewers have dough. You just none of you like this. So I'm gonna change this. We're gonna do anonymous confessions. We'll fuck this off. Right, stay with me. Someone find a site where I can. Hold on, anonymous. It's like Ask FM type thing. Take anonymous comments. What would it be like? Is it called Ask? Is it still Ask FM? I'm going back about 15 years. Oh yeah, it's Ask FM no longer exists. It stopped existing in 2016. Oh my god, I'm so old. I've just tried using a site that stopped existing 9 years ago. What site can I use, boys? Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. NGL. Oh right, okay. Is that what it's called? Excuse me. Yeah, right, sound. I don't want to do a fucking... I don't want to download an app. Can I do it without... Is there a site that I can do it without an app? Oh, mate, fucking just give me a site. Not you lot, just Google. Give me a site. Take anonymous messages. Fucking hell, man. Kabul. It's all apps. Why is it not just... Oh, there we go. Get your own anonymous message. No, I'm not downloading an app, you fucking... Sorry, I would have done this off stream. We do the dartboard stream to Brad. What do you mean, like, dartboard into my head? No. Boys, I honestly, I don't know. Can someone please find me a site that can do this? Otherwise, I'm just going to be here boring you for 10 minutes looking. Because I can't find one. I would have thought there would have been one that isn't a fucking app. Maybe straw poll. No, you can't type. I'm stressed. How come you're wearing 2 chains instead of one massive one? Because they're just chains that I've got, mate. Google Forums. Clever man. Clever man. Can you do it anonymous on Google Forums? You can, can't you? Why is it just a brother? There's no text box, so it's just like choices. Can I add a text box? Add section. Oh, you're actually shit. You're so shit. Can this count as a stream and I do this tomorrow? Use tally. Okay. Create a free form. Let's do it. Pissing me off, this. Really annoying me, you know. I just don't understand why there isn't just a simple website to take anonymous fucking things. Like, what? Why? I could do it on my Instagram, but then I know who does it, and people won't actually say mad stuff because I'll be able to see who. Shit, this, you know. Secret message link. Oh, okay. Does this? Okay. Oh, do you know what, Chloe? I owe you a dart throw. on my next art stream, remind me. Because that was pissing me off. Bless you, darling. Right, how do I see... Okay. Right. Boys, I've got a link for you. Let me just change the title. So, giving anonymous advice. I'll keep the donation link in just in case. We won't be too hasty. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's fucking do this now. I'm going to put a link in chat in a second, boys. I cannot see who says anything, and if it fucks up and I can see, I will not expose you, even if you say something mad, I promise. I swear to you. But as it stands, I don't think I can see anything that any of you say. So, I'm going to put a link in chat. Ask me a question, say admit to anything, we'll discuss it. I want to see your lot's like maddest things. Like, true, don't just make something up, because I just won't read it out. Do you know what I mean? But tell me something mad about your life, and we'll talk about it, and we'll actually see what the consensus is. Oh, yo, mate, I'm fucking excited, because I know you lot are weirdos. There, it's the pinned comment. So go on that link. Tell us something mental. I can't see who says what, and if for whatever reason it glitches and I won't tell anyone who says what. Tell us something mad, and we will discuss. It was me that suggested it. Oh, was it? Nah, it was Deji Brad, not me. Well, do you know what? You still get the dart, Chloe, because it was good of you to admit that, and I think Deji's a bit too desperate. So Chloe still gets the dart for that. Sorry, Deji, you should have that dart for a while. Do you know what? Now you're undermining me, so no, neither of you gets a dart. Do you know who gets a dart now? Alex Ferns. No, not Alex Ferns. Jay Firth. I feel like he just ignores mods. I do, bro. I just see the blue name. I think, fuck off. Jay Firth, you got a free dart throw tomorrow. Courtesy of Deji and Chloe, bro. How racist is Giraffe? Well, that's not you talking about your... Not very at all, mate, but that's not you talking about your life. You're asking me a question. I'm not taking fucking questions. I'm 22. I can't see the names, by the way. I've just seen and I can't see the names. I'm 22 and obsessed with losing my virginity. Never even kissed a girl. It legit makes me so depressed. I know I'm not physically attractive, but also struggle with confidence, so can't approach women easily. But I feel like when/if it does ever happen, it would massively boost my confidence. You won't be able to get your cock up. You won't be able to get your cock up, bro, when you're gonna, if it does start to happen, because you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Now, you lot, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are putting too much pressure on the topic. Let it happen naturally. Maybe you are meant to just be a one shag for life. Maybe you're meant to be a wandering albatross and just have sex with one person. I think that would be a beautiful thing if you met the person for you and that was the only person you had sex with. I mean, I feel like for me, I'm glad I've had multiple sexual partners, because I've got to compare women. I like comparing women and that. Do you know what I mean? I'm a misogynist, but I think maybe that's just what's meant for you. You're meant to just have one partner, and maybe you're not going to meet this partner for a while. So don't stop putting pressure on it. Just I know it's not easier said than done, actually. Just relax about it. Relax. You're basing this need off of... I know you're saying it'll boost your confidence, but will it? How do you know it'll boost your confidence from having sex? Do you know what I mean? Sex only has the meaning that you decide to put onto it. So there's a societal pressure. I mean, maybe don't announce to people that you're a 22-year-old virgin. Maybe they will take the piss out of you. I won't lie to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying people won't care. Maybe people will think that's something to ridicule. But just keep it to yourself and allow it to happen when it happens. And when it happens, maybe it'll be a lot more special. I have a midget fetish. I've tugged it to the baby alien bang bus video like 40 times in the past week. Does this make me a nonce? I don't know what that is, but I wouldn't say so. Maybe it's more of a size kink. Maybe you just like to be bigger than the person. A power thing. I wouldn't say it's a nonce thing unless you're watching actual child porn, mate. And then that would make you a nonce. I think if you're asking, does that make me a nonce as well? I feel like you're not a nonce, to be honest. Someone's put my address in there. Okay. Come round, bitch. I've been in a relationship for nearly 5 years. I love my partner, but I don't want to do anything physical with them anymore. Is that wrong? It's not wrong. It's not like... I don't know. It's not wrong, per se. It's your own personal autonomy. It's what you've decided for yourself and your body, but... It's not a good sign, though. It's not a good sign. Is it? Why is that? Why do you think that? You're just not attracted to them? You're not attracted to them anymore? You're not attracted to anyone? Like, what's the reason behind it? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's wrong, but it's not a good sign for the relationship. Nerd City, brother, how are you? Advice stream, trust Brad. Brad is right. Brad is nice. Brad is never wrong. Are you fucking pissed? You came in here drunk. How are you, Nerd City? I saw you uploaded again the other day. I'm only 20 and feel like I'm running out of time to follow my dreams. You know you're not, because you've literally started that by saying I'm only 20. So you've contradicted yourself, and I'm not saying that to give you shit, but you know you've not run out of time for your dreams. That's why you've just admitted. That's why you just said in that you're only 20, but you know you're only 20, mate. Like, I'm 25 and I'm just now putting a bit of a shift into my into what I do for a living. I'm just now actually doing more than 4 hours of work per week. Do you know what I mean? Doing regular streams, doing video, scripting, reaching out to sponsors, emails. Like, now is the time where I've started. It is what it is. It's life. Life is to be experienced, and every single part of life is an experience. No matter what you're doing, even if you're on the dole, you are experiencing life in some way, and that is what you came here to do. You came here to experience a human life, and whatever you're experiencing is part of the human condition. Therefore, nothing is really a waste, because the purpose is to experience life, and that's the only purpose we can actually confidently say there is. Do you know what I mean? There's a girl who works at a local coffee shop, and I want to get to know her, but asking for her number while she's working seems wrong. Chat, I invite you to chime in on that one, because I'll be honest with you, I've never approached a woman and tried to pull her in my life. I've always just... It's always been Instagram or women I've been friends with or something. Like, it's never... Do you know what I mean? I've never done it, so I can't even say anything on that, because I probably won't do that myself. I'd probably be too scared to do that as well. So chime in if you're more experienced, if you're more versed. How come nobody can talk about your exes like Taxi Smasher, but you were the one that makes everyone aware? It's a fair question. I'm not saying no one can. You literally came into the chat and referenced the fact that she's gained weight. And it's like, I've not spoken to that girl in so long now. Like, just leave her alone. Do you know what I mean? She leaves me alone for the most part, I think. There was a comment on my TikTok a little bit ago. But if that person's leaving me alone, just leave them alone. Like, that's what I'm trying to... Do you know what I mean? But you're right, I am bad for things I've said in the past when I've been drunk. And I do regret it, but life moves on. Any advice for fixing the broken bridge in Pontefract? I can't stand yous. Can't stand yous. I'm well, thank you. Vote Reform UK. Okay. Alright. Leave a note with your number. If she's interested, she'll text you. If not, never go back in shame. That is fire advice, mate. That's just fire fucking advice. This is like the best case scenario. Like, for a bit of context, someone broke up with me a week ago. 1 year and... Oh, wait. What? 1 year and 2 months. I just can't stop thinking about me and her. I try to distract myself by going to the gym and going out with mates and work, but she's always on my mind. What would you suggest? Someone broke up with me a week ago. I would suggest nothing, mate. You had a breakup a week ago. What make you... It would be worrying if this wasn't the case for you. It would be a sign of something wrong with you. It would be a sign of something wrong with your head if you weren't in this position right now. What I would suggest is feel what you are feeling, and that wherever that takes you, it will take you. But just feel what you're feeling. Don't suppress it. And time heals all wounds, but I 100% understand that there's a good chance you will listen to me say that and it will have no effect, because I have been in those predicaments relationship-wise where I've been like, oh my god, this is hopeless. I'll never get over this. This is mad. This is shook my fuck. I didn't think this has happened. This would happen. This has shook my life up. Do you know what I mean? And then I've experienced myself get over it eventually. Like time actually does heal everything. It heals everything. And until you've experienced firsthand time literally healing everything, because it does, you won't believe it. So just take it from someone who's probably a bit older than you, who has been through it, maybe a couple more times. Time will heal, but for now, and even if it takes a very long time, just feel it. Feel what you are feeling, mate. And if it ever gets to a point where you feel like fucking cutting your wrist, tell your mates how you're feeling, and that's it. That's all you can do. This reminds me of when Jeremy off Peep Show became a life coach. You know for a fact that my life advice is sick, though. You're just bitter because I scammed you out of a media share. And you know what? You're probably right. You probably should have won $1,000 that day. Or whenever it was. So again, snooze, you lose. My advice is sick. With the partner of nearly 5 years, I've been SA'd in the past. Not by my partner. I just don't like being touched anymore. How should I handle it? Sorry, it's deep. That's all. Okay, it's the point of the stream. I like being able to talk. I like the fact people listen to me, so it's absolutely fine. Like, it's deep. I think for a lot of people, stuff like that, that's how rape kinks and stuff come into play. I think sometimes the only way for... This isn't my suggestion, by the way, this is just an observation. From what I've experienced as well, the only way for people to deal with stuff like that they cannot mentally move past is to... The anxiety transforms into like sexual energy, and it's sort of like make it into a kink. And I think that's how a lot of women are able to get past stuff like that, is by taking the power back, by transforming that into like a sexual thing for themselves. I think if you're not able to do that, obviously, it's just a case of... I really think it'd be a case of therapy. I think realistically what you'd be trying to realise and condition into your head is that you are safe with your partner. Do you know what I mean? I think it would be a matter of trying to, first of all, being open. If it's a 5-year long relationship, I'm guessing your partner knows this and knows the reason by it. But definitely make sure, if they don't, definitely make sure they know. Because if someone was like abstaining from sex with me, and then I'd be thinking all sorts, mate. But then if I knew that it was for that reason, it would completely change the whole dynamic. Do you know what I mean? But I'd say like for that to ever improve, there needs to be just a recognition that you are safe with your partner. But I understand that I've never been raped. Do you know what I mean? And I can imagine that it is so mentally taxing, and something that probably is just instilled in your brain. So that's why I'm saying therapy. Like, I can say right now this is where you'd want to go to, but I cannot say how you get there, because again, I can't imagine what that's like. I really can't. But I do know that the answer to that would be just a feeling of safety, being able to separate the person who assaulted you from your partner, and being able to separate that completely, and maybe just look at that as just pure assault, and it has nothing to do with sex. But again, you might need therapy to get to that point. What are the 3 things someone needs to know / do in order to become a successful YouTube creator? Is Nerd City still in here? He's much more successful than me. You might want to answer that. But I would say what you need to know is that you 3 things you need to know to become a successful YouTube creator. It's not really about needing to know. You just need to be able to entertain an audience. You need to be able to keep an audience gripped and engaged. You need to know how to entertain. You know, before all else, you need to be able to captivate viewers. Like, why should, there's so much content online, why should an audience give their attention to you? And you need to be able to answer that just like that, because it's a part of what you're good at, bro. So it's less about you need to know this. It's more about just embodying an entertainer and being that. And then ultimately, you need to know that the odds of you not succeeding are very high. So it needs to be something you are doing because you enjoy it, and that will make you even more entertaining, and that will actually boost the chance of you actually succeeding. Ultimately, that would be my advice. 23, been with Mrs. 5 years, lost virginity to each other. Now we're both a bit older. Our sex drive don't match up. Sometimes 3-4 weeks no sex. I often think about other girls just for the sake of sex. I do love her and want my life with her, but need intimacy. We've had the conversation many times, but only recently as she started to try. It's only gone once a week. Still not enough for me. Do you know what, mate? I think the again, going off my own experience, I think for women, sex is a lot more mental. It is a lot more about getting in her head than getting in her vagina. I think for men, it's a lot more physical. I think you need to look at it like this. If this situation doesn't improve, where will it end? It will end in potentially a breakup, right? So I think it's time to try and figure out what your bird's deepest fantasies are, and maybe start exploring them, even if it's fantasies that maybe a bit uncomfortable to learn. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, boys. All of your birds will have fantasies that will not be. There'll be one that will not be great to listen to. I'll be honest with you. But if you create a healthy relationship with sex, and you understand that and you put firm boundaries in place, you don't toe the lines, and you understand that fantasy is a fantasy, and then you explore that, I think that's the way forward there. I think your bird just could be bored, and I think with women it is mostly mental. So I don't think it's like your bird's bored because you've got a small cock. Do you know what I mean? Because no bird's ever been bored with me. So I think it's just getting into her head the best you can and learning what your missus is into, and then expanding on that. And I think the way you've got to look at that is like the other scenario is the relationship ending. Do you know what I mean? So you may as well just fucking try and explore that, I would personally say. Sorry, I'm just laughing at some of these fucking piss takers. I've been looking for a job for quite a while and want to work, but never hear back from anything. I've never worked before, and I'm only applying for basic entry-level jobs in which I'm more than qualified for. I've been looking for a job for quite a while and want to work, but never hear back from anything. I've never worked before, and I'm only applying for basic entry-level jobs in which I'm more than qualified for. I've even tried volunteering, but that hasn't got me a job either. I feel like I'm stuck in my life right now, and I'm really wanting to move on to the next stage, but it feels like it's out of my hands. In the month of February, I emailed probably about 60 different companies that sponsor YouTubers offering up my services. Do you know how many sponsors I got secured from those emails? One. And I only got that one because a agency reached out to me, wanting me to work for this person, but they undercut the price for a sponsored video. So I reached out to the person directly. I said, look, I could do it for this price, and then do you know what I mean? So it was in a special circumstance. I'm telling you that because you probably just need to just keep, as mad as it is, as hopeless as it's going to be, what's going to be even more hopeless is if you stop reaching out to those jobs. If you stop reaching out, you're never going to get anywhere, are you? So I think it's just a case of fucking keep. It may seem tedious, but just keep fucking trying to keep on your job hunt. Just keep on it. And I know that's shit advice, but it's just... what else can I say, mate? What is it that you're good at? You want a job with me? I pay less than minimum wage. I've let a bird piss in my mouth before. You put that in quotation marks. So is that... you referencing something I've said? If I've ever said that, and I believe I probably have, that was a lie. I've never let a woman piss in my mouth. Just an FYI. Have trouble maintaining friendships, not knowing what to say, maybe saying the wrong thing, was wondering what's the best way to build confidence. Also, I think I've lost a lot of friends due to autism. How do you deal with a heavy loss with friendships? How would you go about getting new ones? Sorry, I'm such a prick. If people are not maintaining friendships with you because you sometimes might say the wrong thing and they don't understand that that's a part of your autism, then these people are not worth having, and you are better off maybe being lonely for a little bit, and eventually friends who match who you are will gravitate to you eventually, as long as you don't try and force friendships with people who clearly are not a match for you. Do you know what I mean? I've got pals who, one of my best pal has ADHD. He's fucking annoying as fuck. Yeah? He has a new idea every 2 days, mate. It's just a part of him. And then I'll listen and I'll say, yeah, that's a pretty good idea, mate. Make sure you stick to it. And then 2 days later, it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. Fair enough, bro. Well, as long as you're cracking on and doing other things. It's just a part of it, do you know what I mean? But if people don't want to accept that in you, then they are not good friends for you. So allow it. Allow that separation. Allow that departure. Life is getting better for me right now. Brilliant. And I want to voice that to someone. I just got a nice new car. I'm finally in a job I love. My relationship is slowly improving. I'm losing weight again. Moving into my own apartment and going away all inclusive for 2 weeks this year. Benadryl. I'm joking. That's nice. That is lovely. And that is lovely to share, mate. That's good energy. And I'm glad things are going good for you. And enjoy it. I got touched as a kid. The perpetrator was called Wayne and lived in Manchester. Could you track him down for me? Hi, Brad. I've had problems with my private genitals as a boy. In short, I struggle to pull the head back when it's erect, but it's much easier to pull back when flaccid. Should I be worried? Have you been to the doctors, mate? See, this is more of a like medical admission, and I'm not a GP. Do you think you were a bit too harsh on Melixon? You felt threatened by his streams, but do you not see him as admiring you and taking his spirit? Absolutely did not feel threatened by his streams. I felt that he. I don't think I was harsh on Melixon at all. I just don't want to. I felt like Melixon was. He had a full Discord of people, which again I was told I was never in this Discord. He had a full Discord of people who were just like viewers of mine that no longer like me. And I think if. And he was coming into my streams and chatting in my streams and blah blah, but then was like the ringleader of a Discord of people that didn't like me, so I just don't want to hear from him. That's all. I don't know him. Don't know the lad. Wish him well. God bless him. I hope he becomes successful. It's a brilliant job. But I don't want to hear his name. Do you know what I mean? Just for that reason, I don't know him. I don't want to. So for that reason, I don't want to hear his name. Do you know what I mean? So the answer is no. I don't think it's that I'm scared I'm running out of time to follow my dreams. It's more that I feel like by the time I find out what I want to do, I'll have run out of time. Brother, you could die tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Like, time doesn't exist like that. You're not in control of time. There's no such thing as running out of time. Because if that's how we, because there's no set time on your life. So therefore, there's no such thing as that. That's just something you created in your head. Do you know what I mean? Very boring, but I recently got a grad job as a software engineer and I'm looking to move out of my parents' gaff once I'm done my masters, since I have to share a bedroom and it feels very crowded, but I don't know whether to stay and save a lot more or just get my independence by moving out but save a lot less money. Any advice? If you can afford to move out, mate, like if you can afford to move out and still live, if you really weigh it up and weigh up how much rent's going to cost you, bills going to cost you, and you're still going to be able to like buy food without budgeting and still have a little bit of money left over to just not be just stuck in the house all the time, move out. I think moving out is the best thing for growing as a person, and I am moving out again soon. I've got to get a new car. My car's on its arse, and do you know what I mean? It's going to cost me multiple thousands of pounds because I don't have a credit score, so I don't find I'm going to have to buy a car outright, right? But once I bought a new car, which I will be doing very soon, I'm then going to move out again myself, and I'm going to move into a house that I want to keep for at least a long time. And that is my plan personally, because moving out is brilliant. And this has been alright for me. This has been good for me just to stack money up and just to fucking have a load of disposable income because I'm living at shells. And that's been the whole thing, because I blew so much money on expensive gaffs in Leeds. But do you know what? I'm glad I did, and I needed that experience. It is the best thing that you will do for yourself. So if you are in a position, and it sounds like you are, it sounds like you'll just be less off. But obviously everyone will. I'll be less off when I move into a gaff. Unless I put more work on for myself, like unless my streams earn more money, I get higher views, I get more money from YouTube. Like I will be lesser off than I am now, but that's a trade off. That's a trade off for living for yourself, living by yourself. Sorry, and it is brilliant. Does it make me gay if I pleasure myself to another man's bottom, even though I class myself as straight and has a girlfriend? What if you have a wank to looking at a fella's ass? You might class yourself as straight, mate, but you're definitely bisexual. Yeah, it would make you at least bisexual. If you're attracted to your girlfriend as well, then yeah, it would make you bi. It would make you bi. Sorry, 100%. I'd move out with more money than that to put away each week since the economy could change. Let me refresh this again. Oh, Hi Brad, would you have any advice on how I can stop craving validation and the need to be loved by others? In my childhood, I was very isolated both at school and at home, and then again during lockdown. My childhood, I was very isolated both at school and at home, and then again during lockdown. I have changed my life around to become physically and mentally healthier, but this crave for attention, love, and validation has always stuck around, and I don't feel at peace without it. Some of these are mad. Some of these I've got to think about instead of just any advice to stop craving validation and the need to be loved by others. Well, I think the fact that you are aware that you do that, first of all, is brilliant. I think a lot of us, myself included, have had that and not been aware of it for a long time. I think the fact that you're aware of that is brilliant. First of all, I think that's the first step. Without that hyper awareness of yourself is the biggest thing. So I think what you now need to become aware of upon introspection is, what is it behind the validation that you think that other people are giving you? And then realizing in turn that you can, whatever it is you think that validation is providing for you, you can actually provide for yourself. So there is something underneath that crave for validation, and maybe it's the feeling to be loved, maybe because you feel you need to be loved, because the only person who can provide that love for you, that secure love, is someone outside of yourself. And the cure for this always is the realization, and not just telling yourself, but actually realizing it, that everything you think you need from anyone else can be provided to the self, by the self first. And then you can also get it from other people as well. But what might be happening there is a case of, maybe you're not loving yourself enough, maybe you're not valuing yourself enough, maybe you're not making choices that have you in mind enough. Like, can you really tell yourself that everything you do puts you at the centre point of your life? Do you know what I mean? Are you thinking about the well-being of you above all else? And if you are, then good. But if you're not, maybe that is a part of that. Maybe you need to understand that you are craving validation because you're seeking something from other people that you're not giving to yourself in abundance. How many minors did you get in your driving test? This isn't supposed to be fucking questions. It's you telling me shit, but I didn't get many. Two? I don't know how many. I think the fucking instructor fancied me, to be honest. I think he were gay and he fancied. He said he lived with his bird, but I don't believe him. Because I drove shit. I pulled out of a fucking... I had no sleep because I was just thinking about it all night. I got in bed at 11 p.m. My test was at midday the next day, so I got in bed at 11 p.m. and I lay there wide awake for 12 hours. Could not sleep. And then went to the test on zero sleep. Literally zero sleep. And then pulled out of the test centre in front of a car and had to make a car slam on his brakes. But he was speeding, but still I pulled out and he slammed on his brakes and the instructor just looked at me like that. And I passed with 2 minors. Nuts. It's not greasy. Infatuated with this woman, we share so many interests and she seems really cool. She got back in contact with me after years, and everyone now and again we talk. She got with a woman, she's bi. How do I move on? Infatuated with this woman, we share so many interests and she seems really cool. She got back in contact with me after years, and every now and again we talk. She's got with a woman, she's bi. How do I move on? I don't. That might be another one for chat to chime in on. How would you move on from an infatuation? I don't. Do you know what, mate? I've never struggled with that. Let me land. Personally, this is why I can't really say anything. I've never struggled with it, but I've never struggled with moving on from a fucking infatuation. Obviously, I've been infatuated with girls before and that, but it's only ever when I'm in a relationship and then I'll put all my emotional eggs in one basket, and that's when I'm in your predicament, when I need to need help moving on or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's when I struggle doing that. But as far as infatuations go, I just personally don't deep it myself. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. See what chat's saying. You can't. Someone said. What time did you end up going to bed? Last night? 9 a.m, mate. It's hard, but generally focusing on hobbies and other stuff that makes you happy is helpful. Try and arrange a threesome. You live with it. Yeah, true. True. Do you hate Conor Wright's massive ego just because he's rich? I like Conor Wright, but this isn't supposed to be fucking questions! How do I tell my girlfriend I'm deeply in love with her farts without coming off as a weirdo? You just fucking say it with your chest, pussy. I have agoraphobia from a motorbike accident that left me with chronic pain in my back, legs and hips. What advice would you have for someone trying to battle social anxiety and help me get out the door into public without feeling like I'm going to die? Agoraphobia is like a fear of just the outside, innit? Let me Google it. Fearing and avoiding places or situations that might cause panic and feelings of being trapped, helpless or embarrassed. Motorbike accident that left me with chronic pain in my back, legs and hips. What advice would you have for someone trying to battle social anxiety and help me get out the door into public without feeling like I'm going to die? That's a deep one, that. I think the fear of death strikes me sometimes. And how I deal with the fear of death is pure acceptance. You will die. You will die at one point. And that is something you need to drum into yourself. And I think once you do that, and you, instead of avoiding that fact, once you really deal with the fact, and again, I'm saying this from a bit of experience because I do get a fear of death that comes up in the last year or so. I never used to, but it's sort of developed itself, and it does strike me every now and again. And this is what I'll do. I will tell myself, brother, you're going to die regardless. You can't avoid that with your fucking avoidant personality, you dickhead. You can't push this to the back like everything else. It's me talking to myself. You are going to die at some point, Mr. Bradley, right? So, would you rather... It's going to happen. Would you rather have spent a life staying in afraid or have gone out and lived your life because the eventual outcome is the same regardless? And I think it's just conditioning yourself to realise that it's facing up to that fact that you will die. And it might be painful, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. I'm coming. No, I'm joking. No, it's conditioning that into your head. I will die at some point. So therefore, whilst I'm alive, I need to live. Why are you making up these questions? Are you schizophrenic? Ooh, okay. Really want to get a tattoo, but also wanted to get in shape beforehand. What would you recommend based on when you got yours relative to when you started working out? Oh, right, that tattoo I've got. I don't have any tattoos, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'd recommend getting in shape, though. I feel like it's the new in thing to not have tattoos. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, every cunt's got a tattoo. I feel like it's a new in thing to have pure skin. I don't mean that in white pure. Well, I mean that as well. I've been in a situationship with a girl for the past 4 months. I recently learned that she's bisexual and her previous partner was actually another girl. Would you consider that a red, amber flag or continue as normal and not think much of it? I wouldn't consider it. I wouldn't consider her sexuality as a red or amber flag at all, mate. But I'll be so honest with you. So that's from a genuinely like her sexuality is not a red flag. Would that annoy me? Absolutely. Would I be able? Would I? Would that be a deal breaker for me? Probably. This is why I need to stay single, mate. This is me just. I'm telling you that so that right, realistically, I can relate to how you're feeling. But objectively, is it a red flag? Not at all. It's her sexuality. Now, maybe you mean the fact you found out 4 months down the line. That could be a topic for discussion. Maybe that is an amber flag. That's a very there's a very prominent part of someone that you have found out 4 months down the line. Do you know what I mean? That could be an amber flag. Just that fact alone, that information has potentially been withheld, or just purposely. There's people will act like they've not withheld information by not telling you, and it's like a clause. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, you never asked. It's like, so maybe that's an amber flag in itself, but yeah, I'd probably be seeking further communication in your shoes, mate. I'd probably want to know more about the person, because it doesn't seem. I guess you don't know ample amounts about the person you're in a situationship with. The more you have to value, the more you have to lose. So have nothing and all good. Brother, I sort of agree with that stance. You know, I actually agree with that in a sense. I felt the same way when my boyfriend said he was gay. I'm guessing you're a woman. What, he said he was gay or bi? If he said he was gay, then of course you felt the same way. Because if he's not sexually attracted to you and he's just been using you, surprised you didn't kill him. I'm really struggling with my gender identity lately. I was born a man, but just feel sick in this body. You probably need therapy then, mate, for gender dysphoria. Again, it's not something I can really. I'm my best at commenting on things that I have experienced in some sense. So if I'm giving like a really, and I think it's the same for anyone. If you're hearing me give an answer that actually makes sense, I've probably experienced whatever it is in some shape or form that you're saying. Do you know what I mean? But with that, I've never looked at my knob and thought I don't want you anymore. So I get it though, mate. Like it's something that for you, if that might be the bane of your existence, I would genuinely truly seek therapy. I would seek therapy for that. I'm not saying that in a right wing fucking so that you realise you're actually a man way. I'm saying it so that you can better cope and decide where you're going to go from here, so that you will live a life happier way. My mum has shagged my sister's ex-partner, her daughter's partner. This happened about 7-8 years ago. That's mental, mate. That's mental. Dirty bitch. What's your I don't know. That's mad. What's your mum's relationship like now with your sister after that? I used to help out at a nursing home. This old lady would relate the same tale over and over and over. Her husband drank and hit her. It was sad. It was sad for sure. But one day she leaned over and whispered, "He was the drunkest I've ever seen anyone in my life, so I pushed him down the stairs and he died." She's old, bro. Keep it to yourself. If she's still alive, just let her live out life. It's mad though. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's mad. How do you feel knowing that? And potentially being one of the only people who do know that. How does that make you feel? Crazy that, you know. She doesn't know. Should I tell my sister? What? I don't know, mate. Oh, that's mad. Why has this turned into Jerry Springer? I don't know. I don't know if you should. Maybe. Who do you value more? Who do you whose relationship? Sorry, which relationship do you value more? The one with your mum or the one with your sister? And I'd just go that route. Whichever one truly means more to you in your heart of hearts. Are you able to stretch your ball bag skin up to cover your willy like a skin mold? Thank you for your time. Yes, mate. I am indeed. But once again, this isn't about asking me fucking questions because you could just have asked that in the chat and I would have answered. But yes, I can do that, yeah. When it's flaccid, obviously. Not erect. Well, still close erect, to be honest. I've realised that I can't stand to have a boss and work for someone else. I've had a few jobs and I've left them all. The people in my life just think I'm lazy, but I want to think I'm not. As a self-employed man yourself, what do you think of this? I think prove that you're not lazy by starting your own business. If you say that and you don't want to have a boss, but you sit there and don't earn money for yourself, then you're lazy, mate. And they're right, you are lazy. But if you say you don't want to have a boss and you're using that as a drive to become self-employed, brilliant. And there was something I saw on TikTok, of all places, but it's actually mad. And it's when people are criticising someone for starting their own business, and the rebuttal is, my worst case scenario is your everyday scenario. So my worst case scenario is I'll have to get a 9 to 5, but that's your everyday scenario. If you think about that, it's very true. So you may as well crack on, start your own business. If it doesn't go well, I'm sure you've got a local Morrison's. Do you know what I mean? I have serious retroactive jealousy with my girlfriend of over 1 year, maybe because I haven't had as much sexual experience as her. I only slept with 2 people and lost virginity 1 week before seeing her. Every time I talk about it with her, I feel a lot better afterwards, but this comes and goes, which I would never get the thought, so it has gotten way better over time. I get you. I get that. I hear it, mate. No, actually. My issues... I won't speak on me too much specifically, but I have had that in some sense, and different coping mechanisms for different people. I think, you know, ultimately, I think the best case scenario, the healthiest way about that, is being with someone who is on your level. So maybe a bird with a similar body count. But if you love your partner and you want to make it work with your partner, then you will make it work with her. Do you know what I mean? And if you can tell yourself that you truly love this girl, and if that love overrides, and that love and true genuine feeling overrides this, what is it you said, retroactive jealousy, then you need to be consistent in that. If it does override it, then make it work. Do you know what I mean? And again, could be a therapy thing. It's something I'm struggling with giving good advice on that, because it's something I've dealt with that I haven't found a cure to for myself necessarily. And it's mad, because when I'm not in a relationship, I'm the healthiest mentally. But when I am, so my personal way of navigating that for myself is just staying single for as long as possible until I'm a very different man. Do you know what I mean? But for you, if you can make it work, if you can decide that the feelings you have for this person overcome that, then therapy. Do you know what I mean? I got that nursing home confession off Reddit, just wanted to see your reaction. You are a little cunt. You're a bastard. I'm really upset about the genocide in Gaza and don't know how to help. Any advice? Rent a boat, mate. Go. Get there. Get yourself there. Give out blankets and that. That's what you need to do. Otherwise, you're not really upset. I'm not that upset. It's not happening to me. I can ignore it. I don't like the facts it's happening. Do you know what I mean? But I can ignore it when I don't think about it. And I'll admit that. But you obviously can't. So the only thing you can do is rent a boat and go. I'm trying to restart in the gym. My life is full of phases between getting fitter and fatter. How do I make myself start? Day one tomorrow, replace we with exercise like before. You stop asking a man on the internet and just go and fucking do it. It's simple as that. And if you don't do it, you're not gonna. It's just you're not meant to do it right now. Not that you're not meant to do it. Maybe you are, but you will reap the consequences of. When it comes to that, you'll reap the consequences of whatever you decide. So it's as simple as that. If you decide to put it off more and put it off more, you're just going to get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and more disgusting again. Do you know what I mean? And if you decide to actually just if something clicks in your head, because you are in control, realise you're in control. You are in control of you. You are always in control of you. You have domain over you. Always. Always. Don't let any fucking voice in your head. Yeah? Don't let your ego, which is a voice that talks to you in your head, that talks to all of us, our ego, tell you anything otherwise. You are ultimately in control of you. You have the domain, you have the power. So something can click in your head right now just from you. It doesn't have to come from outside of you. You can just click something in your head right now and say, right, do you know what, he's right, fuck it, and then go in. And then actually go in. Or you can just stay fat. Suit yourself. And I say that without judgment, by the way, because I've been in the gym for actively for 9 days again, and I hate it. I actually have to discipline myself every single morning that I go in there. I don't like going in there anymore. It's not a hobby of mine. It's something I do for the betterment of myself now. I don't enjoy it anymore like I used to. It's something I just do because I need to do it, and that's what you need to do as well. If you do it, that's up to you. It's about your own willpower. I'm a 25-year-old obese man. I want to lose weight like yourself, but I can't help but overindulge. Every time I go out the door, I seem to be greeted with an egg tart or a vanilla slice. Sometimes I put it up my... Okay. Fuck off. Did you get your blind from Poundland? I think she got it from Wilco's or something like that. Yeah, B&M or something. It's something cheap. Yeah. Do you post clips to TikTok? No. Yeah, the fucking jealousy thing gets me. I keep it controlled and not to affect anyone, but it's such a horrible part of me. Yeah, I get it. It's just about keeping it controlled, I think. Not something I've always been able to do myself, I'll admit. But then I think the best thing you can do when you can't keep it controlled is to stay single and sacrifice that. That's like the most selfless thing you can do. I think sometimes the selflessness part of that is not trying to make it work if you really can't make it work. I think it's to actually understand you can't make it work. When's the next vid? In a few days, my friend. It's going to be a little Lily Phillips thing, and then I've got an hour-long video for you the week after or 2 weeks after. That's taken me ages to do. The girl I'm seeing have been on and off with for 3 years. She's not been the best for me over 3 years, but I've always come back to her for comfort as she was my first bird, and I feel like I've come into my own and want something new to break the cycle. What do? You break the cycle, mate. What do you mean? You now feel like you want to break the cycle, but you're not breaking the cycle. So what is that feeling? The feeling means nothing if you're not acting on it, so don't talk about it. Either break the cycle or don't. Harsh, I know, but I'm just I'm reading myself in what you're saying, and I'm just thinking like, brother, if you're gonna do it, do it. Do you know what I mean? Because I see me in that message, but it's like you've not done it, so you're your own worst enemy until you do it. If it's truly not good for you, you truly know it's not good for you. What the fuck? What? Because of attachment. So you're allowing attachment to come before your well-being. That's crazy. That's self-harm. That's self-harm. You may as well be cutting your wrists. Don't do that, but do you know what I mean? You may as well be mentally cutting your wrists, because that's what you're doing. You're self-sabotaging. You're allowing attachment to come over your well-being. You're allowing some woman in your life, in your energy, who is not good for you, and allowing that on and off because you've got attachment. Crazy. I mean that with all the love, though, because I get it. It's complicated, but if you are not prepared to put yourself first, you'll just keep, even when this does break down with this person, this on and off thing. If you're not prepared to put yourself first, you'll just keep seeing repeating patterns throughout your entire life until you do put yourself first. You're not breaking the cycle if you practice self-delusion and teach your subconscious to keep the lazy thoughts coming. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Cornell. It's conditioning yourself. Like a lot of all of this is conditioning yourself, because it's okay me saying something and you listening to it and you agreeing with it, but it's not. Nothing's going to change. You'll leave the stream and nothing will change unless you start making actions to condition your own brain. And what that involves is telling yourself something and really believing it, because you are in control of yourself. Therefore, you are in control of what you believe. Therefore, you are in control of your reality, because your reality is just your beliefs piled up. It's just what you believe to be true. That is your reality. Your reality is just representative of your belief system. So if you understand that you can change your belief system, you're literally in control of changing it. You can decide to believe something else and start believing it because you're in control. You can change your reality just like that. And that's how you shift realities. And it's not like some mad spiritual thing that I've just said either. It's literally like facts. Like what I've just said is about your own brain and your own brain chemistry. Like, just understand that you are in control of changing your belief system, and once you do that, you change your reality. And if you're in control of doing that, why not change your reality for the better? "19 and really want to drive. What do you think is the best route for getting a license quickly?" Just get an auto license, mate. Do automatic lessons. If you've got money and you can pay higher insurance and a higher price for a car, just do auto lessons, bro. It is what it is. 2025. You'll be a bit of a bird, but you may as well. And if you're not blessed with disposable income, then there's no quick way about it, mate. Get those manual lessons done and fucking crack on. Did you see the kid that made the video about Vidal? I did not, my friend. I'm not really interested because I don't have anything against Vidal, to be honest. Actually, no, I'm sort of interested. What was it about? Had a raging bell end of an ego in an EV, aggressively undertaking and speeding to cut people off in town traffic, gets past at next red light, then deliberately holds up van behind on a green and floors it on light change because they dared so much for probably what? Brother, shut up. Some of you are just fucking literally just copying and pasting Reddit and putting it in a... Advice for preparing myself for being pegged for the first time. I know blank did it, she told me. Well, I've not been pegged, my friend, so that's not true. So I can't answer that one. Because I've not been pegged yet. I put on weight because I'm going through some health problems like 10 kg in 3 months. I want to lose weight, but my health condition is limiting me, as I am fatigued all the time and people call be lazy because of it. Is there any way I could lose weight without overdoing myself? Okay, oh wait, I thought you were suicidal, and I read that wrong. I put on weight because I'm going through some health problems, like 10 kg in 3 months. I want to lose weight, but my health condition is limiting me as I am fatigued all the time, and people call me lazy because of it. Again, mate, I think that's more of a question for your GP. You know, I really do, because I don't know what your health condition is. I'm not versed, and I don't. Maybe it would be very difficult for you. I mean, ultimately, if you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight over time, but do you know what I mean? It might be more of a question for your doctor, that. Why are you wearing your mum's necklace? That. It's my necklace that my mum bought for me, mate, and I'm wearing it because my mum bought it for me. That's why. Is that okay with you? I know it's not a question, but you've joked a few times about being narcissistic. It's not a joke. And I feel like I can strongly relate. I can't help, but I do feel above others and only reflect when I'm by myself. It's ruined my friendships in the past and more recently in relationship. I'm at a complete loss now. Brother, are you me? So do you know that part where you're saying you only reflect when you're by yourself? So be by yourself. It's what I've realised. I've got to be by myself. If I consciously get into another relationship, I'm a shit person. Some would argue, some would tell you that I'm a shit person anyway, right? Some characters who know me and have had different experiences with me will tell you that I'm a shit person. Ultimately, I know that I'm just a human being. I'm a human being who has done bad shit and done good shit, and depends on different perspectives, do you know what I mean? But I know that I have big narcissistic traits. I am probably have an NPD. Probably. I don't know. But I do know that I am a lot better of a person and a lot more self-reflective and a lot more just treat people better when I withdraw. Do you know what I mean? So therefore, to consciously be a better person, I have to put my need for attachment with people to the side, sacrifice that and withdraw. And I think that's what you need to do yourself. With you saying it's ruined friendships in the past, I mean, mine probably has as well, but mine is a lot more relationship based. I think for me, friendship wise, it's not as big of an issue because I just don't. It's mad to say I don't care as much. Like I love my friends and that, but I just don't. I'm also detached. Like it's really weird. It's actually quite healthy when I think about it. Like I love the people who are in my life, like friends, but they could cut me off tomorrow and I'd just be like, is what it is. Whereas if that happens in a relationship, bro. So maybe the answer is detachment. Maybe the answer is conditioning yourself to be a healthy level of detached. And I've sort of just realised that about myself by answering your question. So this is like self-therapy. Do you still go on walks, and did you get into running now when I get doing park run? I've ran a few times. I've done like I've done 3K at the most, mate, and it fucked me up. At the minute, I mean, I've not done it in a few weeks, but I've been going up mountains and that, and I need to get back into walking. I do, and now like it's getting sunnier and that, I will definitely. The guy who said he's jealous about his girlfriend's body count, mine lied about it when I first got with her and only told me a true number on Valentine's Day, and I don't know how to tell her. And I don't know how to tell her. How to tell her what? Like you don't like it. Well, I think that's a different situation, mate. What you're talking about is someone she's betrayed you based upon that. Do you know what I mean? She's betrayed your trust. So I think you're in a completely different situation there, and I think that's you're at a crossroads on deciding where to go from there. But that's quite different for you because that's actual betrayal. Do you derive an ego boost from offering advice? I like it. I don't know if it's an ego boost. It doesn't make me think I'm any better, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that people listen to me. I feel like we all want to be heard. Do you know what I mean? And I think I have that. It's part of how I earn a living, and it's a nice thing. It does tickle me. It tickles something in me. Yeah. And I also think I have actual value to offer because I've been through so many different situations in my life for my age, and I'm also a bit autistic, and it makes me okay with sharing things that most people would probably keep to themselves. So it's like a combination. Do you think it's worth asking body count of a potential partner, as most girls lie anyway? If it's high and she's honest, is that a bigger green flag than someone with 4 but says she's a virgin? Yeah. I'd say honesty is a green flag. I'd say it is a bigger green flag. I'd say... You know what it is, bro? I'd say... Yes, I would rather be with someone with a limit, there's a limit to it though, but I'd rather be with someone with a higher body count who can honestly tell me what that body count is than someone who's slept with 4 men who tries to say she's a virgin 100%, and I think that would be a green flag. But ultimately, it depends on your stance, mate. It depends on your stance and what you want out of a partner. Can you live with the fact your bird used to be a slut? Do you have ways to cope with that? Do you know what I mean? Is that something that will be a deal breaker for you? If it is, then it's something you probably need to ask. But if it isn't, and this person's a changed person now, then maybe it's something that you don't need to ask. Like, if it's something you can truly live with anyway, maybe it's something you don't necessarily need to know. But if it's something that would be a problem for you or a deal breaker, which I think it would be for most men, then it's a question that needs asking you. I have a partner who I've been with for a year. She's amazing, but she's very emotional and breaks down quite often, and I can't handle it, but I don't want to break up with her. What should I do, Brad? She's amazing, but you can't handle her emotion. Well, brother, people are human beings, right? And I'm just going off what you've said. If she is amazing, but the drawback to that is she's very emotional, what are you expecting from her? Perfection? Like, you're being unrealistic then, bro. Maybe you should break up with her and realise that you're not gonna get better. You'll have a spiritual awakening. Or maybe explore why you can't handle it. Because again, I'm just going off you saying she's amazing. Like, if you were saying to me she's energetically taxing and she's got all these flaws and she breaks down all the time, I'd have a different answer for you. But if she is amazing but just has this drawback, we're all human beings. We all come with fucking pros and cons, and we need to stop idolising perfect potential versions of each other, and then our relationships with one another will be healthier in the long run because we'll stop. This is another case of I could do with taking this advice myself, but we will stop expecting too much from people. Do you know what I mean? Best solution for these fellas is a fresh bottle of Jameson's and a Jezzy. When in public, I feel like I have to put my guard up and look tough to avoid any confrontation. I think this comes from my school days, but I've carried this over to adult life. How can I feel more relaxed when outside is the answer to not worry about the uncontrollables. Crazy! You lot just like taking a piss out of me, just saying things about my subconscious. Because I feel like I'm reading I feel like I'm reading myself back. The answer is what you've just said. You know the answer because you've just answered it. Is the answer to not worry about the uncontrollables? The answer is to detach yourself from what you cannot control. Yeah. Ultimately, I think as a man, it's okay to carry yourself in a way where if you feel like you're in a position where you could be threatened and it's a legitimate feeling. Yeah, maybe you're around drunk people and there is a threat of danger. It's okay to just sort of have a demeanour about yourself that lets people know, listen, who knows how it'll end up, but if you come over here, I'm going to break your jaw. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll get filled in, but I will swing for your fucking jaw. Like, I don't think genuinely that is a terrible thing as a man to have to hold that demeanour if you need to hold it. I think there's some areas of masculinity that are shunned that don't need to be shunned if controlled, if balanced. But I think if you're every time you step out in public and you're needing to act tough and stuff, then it's just your insecurity. I know that from myself. It's a reflection of your insecurity, and you already know where it's from. You said from your school days, so you already know what it is. So you're literally 80% of the way there. You know what it is. You know where it derives from, and you also know the answer. And it is to condition yourself to not worry about the things that you cannot control. You know what? Fair play though. I've got a lot of emotionally intelligent viewers, like more so than I would have thought. Like you are, like I didn't even need to answer that. Do you know what I mean? You understood yourself. You knew the root of it, and you knew the answer to it. Mental. Fair play. I'm impressed. Is emotionally intelligent another way of saying autistic? No, brother. I think thinking that is another way of saying autistic is probably quite autistic though. Emotionally intelligent is a way of saying emotionally intelligent. Someone who is knowledgeable on themselves and the deeper parts of their own psyche and other people as well. Came out as gay to my closest friends last year and was immediately cut off. Didn't feel too bad about it at first, but over the course of last year I've been driven insane by having no one to talk to. I now find it hard to make conversations with people when the opportunity is there without appearing coy or shy, which I wasn't before. How do I learn to trust people again and stop being so socially inept? I think it's a simple answer. I think it just goes back to what I was saying before. Like if that's not off Reddit and it's a real like that's one of your real situations, one of you lot, then it is a case of understanding that if you came out as gay to someone and they cut you off over your closest friend and that person was willing to cut you off over your sexuality, you have dodged a bullet. If that's your closest friend and that's how that relationship ends up, then you should be thankful that person cut you off. How do I learn to trust people again and stop being so socially inept? I think the answer is just detachment, I think the answer is detachment from the outcome. I think the answer to a lot of these questions boils down to detachment. I think if you can healthily detach from the what ifs, like learning to trust people again, I think if you can condition yourself to step back from, oh no, what if this person cuts me off, like that like what has happened to you there, then that's how you learn to trust people again, because you detach from the outcome. You understand that the worst case scenario could happen again. It could happen. Probably won't, but it could. But you're no longer emotionally involved with that outcome. You're no longer emotionally involved with that scenario. I've never told anyone this, but when I was 7-ish, my cousin, who was 21 at the time, used to touch my dick. He would just call it a massage, and I always said yes before it felt good, because it felt good. If that is genuinely true, I would truly report him to the police, because that man's a paedophile and he could be doing that. If this could be Reddit, a copy paste from Reddit, but if that is genuinely one of you, then I am so truly sorry that happened to you as a child. That is disgusting. That is fucking disgusting. And of course, you probably said yes because you were a child and you didn't understand, and like you said, because it felt good. But that person is a paedophile, and I would report them to the police ASAP. If I was in your position, I truly would, for the sake of other children that person may be around now, in the past, in the future. I can't stop thinking about my ex, even though she doesn't care about me anymore. What do I do? That's okay. Well, why are you constantly thinking about this person? Because you have have an emotional attachment to them, yeah. That's a representation of human nature and your humanity, and that's a beautiful thing. And just because they don't reciprocate, as long as you're not trying to reach out to them, because do not ever that's where self-control and discipline needs to come into play. Don't put yourself in a position where you're chasing someone who doesn't want you. Never, because that's a case of just self-respect. That's a case of valuing yourself. But when it comes to your quiet emotions and what you feel in your downtime, that's okay. That's just a representation of your humanity. And I think the alternative answer is, oh, get in the gym. Oh, sort your head out. Shut up. You fucking retards. Yeah? That is a representation of you being a human being. And your ex not sharing that same feeling could be a representation of their lack of humanity in that area. Their lack of... Or not even. It doesn't mean they're a bad person, but their lack of... they're just not on the emotional level that you're on, potentially, and and that's not a bad thing at all. But it's just about acting upon that. Do you know what I mean? It's just about, because time does heal all wounds. There's no fix to that. That's why I'm not. I'm sure you're asking like, oh, how do I get over it? But time, mate, time, truly time. Like if it's really like a deep attachment, time will heal it eventually, at some point. But when it comes to, don't demonise yourself for that. Just make sure you don't act upon it. Do you know what I mean? So you had all these questions about body count, so I might as well throw mine in there. My girlfriend's body count is 27. It really turns me off when we're having sex, and that pops into my head. Love her so much, and she's honestly perfect for me, but don't know what to do about getting over her past. It honestly ruins sex a lot of the time. Do you want my sex advice when it comes to that? It's very different from the rest of it. You are, as a human being, a transmuter of energy. You can change your own energy at the flip of a switch. I don't know about your personal sex life, but if it's stopping you from having sex, you can always try and sexualize your anxiety. Now, what I mean by that is you can look at that and think, yeah, you fucking little slag. Do you know what I mean? And start sexualizing that for yourself. Alternatively, if you cannot do that, that's not going to work for everyone, but I'm just saying you are a transmuter of energy. So this exists with women as well. This is, again, why rape kinks exist oftentimes, because women will... the anxiety of that will turn into sexual energy. You could potentially do the same. If you can't do that, and that's not in your capacity, do you know what I mean, then it could be a case of the relationship isn't going to work out. It could be a case of you needing to find someone who is, again, on your wavelength, who has a similar body count, do you know what I mean, who has had a similar experience to you rather than such a different experience. Like if it really is such an issue, then there needs to be some awareness that this is not going to work. Do you know what I mean? For that person as well. Because that person might be very different now. Potentially. That could be someone who's been like that and then changed a lot. We all changed, you know what I mean? But they've got a partner who can't stomach having sex with them. That's not fair on them either. So if it truly is something that you wouldn't be able to work around, you don't think you'd be able to work around, then it's time for an honest conversation for your sake and their sake as well. Might kill myself for a laugh. Okay, mate, well, don't do that. You answered on YouTube chat about the 3-year on and off situation, but I need a bit more input. The urge to break the cycle felt stronger today after seeing the birds stay at an event and didn't get the opportunity to chat, but exchanged glances and followed each other on Instagram afterwards. Feel like I can't explore this being tied down with a bird I'm only really with for comfort. Do you not realise how you're answering your own predicament in just explaining what that is, though? Like, you do not need me at all. You literally... I mean, you're using me as a mirror right now because you're explaining the entire situation, the entire dynamic you're in, and why you shouldn't be in it. And you're just using me as a mirror to bounce that back to yourself. So from your own words, you are using this on and off thing for comfort. If you stay in just a comfortable situation that is not advantageous, you are self-sabotaging. And self-sabotaging any potential future thing like what you've just said there. I know you said no questions, but a while ago before you went out, you had a kid. I asked you if your future child came out as trans, would you feel like you had failed as a parent? Now that the information on your daughter is public, do you honestly feel the same? I don't know. No. No. No, I wouldn't. No. Gender dysphoria is a mental illness. I think when I hear the word trans, what my connotation is a overly loud, obnoxious retard who is trying to make everyone think the same as them to validate their reality. Because that's what I've experienced of the trans community. But if we're talking trans, like Afia trans, like has a mental illness but is chill, then no. No, I wouldn't think I had failed as a parent because my kid had a mental illness. Didn't mean for that to sound sarcastic when I answered, by the way. That's a genuine answer. I got a massive porn addiction. How do I get over it and move on? I need to stop watching porn myself. Like, full stop. So it's a good question. Discipline, mate. Yes, like with anything on that level, discipline. Discipline. Just taking control of yourself. Just understanding you are in control, not your fucking sexual urges, not the chemicals that are going off in your head. You are in fucking control. Take back that power. Been feeling really out of control of myself lately. I try to weigh the pros and cons of my actions, but I do them anyway. I hear you. So, self-preservation needs to prevail. So you need to take yourself away from the environment, because that definitely will not apply to your entire life. I know that won't apply to your entire life. There'll be an environment that you're in, and what I mean by that is there will be a type of situation where that comes out more, like whether it's with a relationship, whether it's with a friendship, whether it's like whatever that situation is, there will be a specific area of your life where you are struggling to control yourself, right? So take yourself away from that area of your life. I'm struggling with a drinking problem. Seriously, don't know how to stop. Any advice would be appreciated. Um. I'm wanting to say that I've never had a drinking problem, but I feel like that's what you say if you've had a drinking problem. Just carry on. No, I'm joking. I've gone cold turkey at the minute because I know I need to, and I've just been able to do that by It's almost like when stuff like that happens, you get tested because I've had a lot of offers to go out drinking this week, and I'm just like, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. I say a lot too, but still, it's a lot for me. But yeah, it's just discipline, mate. Sorry, I know I'm repeating myself. I don't think I've ever had like a true dependency with alcohol myself, so I can't answer authentically, because if you are truly dependent on drinking for whatever reason it is, maybe you're escaping. I think a lot of the times it's like an escape of reality, in it, when anyone is dependent on a substance that alters the way they think. It's escaping reality. So if you want to get deep, I think explore what you might be escaping. First of all, what is it you're drinking for? What are you avoiding? What is it about life that you can't face? And maybe it's not something that's even happened. Maybe it's just an element of life that doesn't sit right with you. Do you know what I mean? What is it about life that doesn't sit right with you? What has been your personal experience with procrastination? I can't be asked to do anything that is good for me or on the long term. My personal experience with procrastination, mate, has been the last 8 years of my YouTube career, minus the back end of 2024 onwards, I'd say. Maybe 2025 onwards, even. That's my personal experience. It's a fucking real entanglement. I think it's about where you are mentally. I think procrastination can be a symptom of depression as well. It can be a symptom of a real mental illness, but it can also be just a reflection of where you are in life. So, why are you procrastinating? Is it because you're not happy on a deeper level? Do you know what I mean? So, I think the cure to procrastination could possibly be much bigger and deeper and more profound and important than just curing procrastination itself. It could be that you need a big life shift because maybe you're not happy in life, therefore you're not motivated to make a better life for yourself because you're starting in the swamp. And I think that was the case with me. And I think the motivation and urge to create a better life for myself, aka not procrastinate and get shit done, came hand in hand with feeling a little bit mentally more fucking there. Do you know what I mean? On a walk, listening to this shit, just seeing a fox running at me, shit my fucking pants. Brad can't handle high body counts, better confidence, self-talk. Yeah, I can't really. So I'd probably have to, in the far future, if I ever do have a relationship again, I might be a nun, but I'd probably have to. I'd probably be seeking out a bird on my level, if it's not something I could get over. I used to be very edgy online years ago, and now that I've grown older and seen younger people being edgy, it makes me wonder, what would you say to your younger self to knock some sense into yourself? Nothing, mate. Nothing. He had to experience being that. It's part of life. You don't. You're looking at it from a. And I used to always have people say, well, when you get older, you'll regret this. And I'm now older. I'm now in that point where the frontal lobes came in, and I'm at the point where I would regret it. And I don't, because I understand this. I'm looking at it from a perception of my current way of thinking, my current consciousness, where I am currently. The same for you. It's not, you're looking at it as like, let's say you're my age, let's say you're 25 and you're thinking about your future, your younger self. You're looking at it from that 25-year-old brain, right? You did not have that brain when you were a younger person. And that. It's as simple as that. You were not on this wavelength when you were a younger person. You were a different person. You were a different person with a different identity, a different way of thinking. Therefore, allow that person to live out how they were, and now allow you to live out how you are. Do you know what I mean? The past is irrelevant. The far past, especially, is irrelevant because it wasn't you now. It wasn't this version of you. This version of you isn't edgy, and that's what better suits you, and that's good. That version of you was edgy, and that was a reflection of who that person was, and that's okay as well. So I wouldn't knock any sense into my younger self at all. I'd allow him to be, and over time he will become this. Just like over time you became what you are, just from being what you were. Do you know what I mean? Please buy some bone broth if you are doing long fasts. Yeah, I will. I'm doing 36 hours right now though, so I might even cut it short to 24. We'll see how I feel. But if I ever do more than that, I'll get on the bone broth. I saw Dana White on that. Well, this was good. I enjoyed that. Nice little stream to do to fill in the time. Tomorrow I'll be trying to get money out of you. But yeah, this was nice. This was lovely. Brad, I sent you my number. I'll text you now, my son. Let's have a look. There you go. Who won then? Who won what? What that made me laugh? No one. That's a very Russell Brand X tape, Brad. What I said about allowing your past self. If that's true, then Russell Brand's fucking... Well, let me save your number, actually. I'm going to freak out when I get a random number messaging me. Deji, I'm going to put streams just so that I know you are a fanboy, not a real person in my contacts. There we go. Can you do this again soon? Did you like it? Been interesting for me. Some of these comments have been very interesting as well. Some of the ones I didn't even read out were interesting. Gave me a lot to think about. Can you save me as Blair? No. Sorry, I was having the rest of my cold coffee and it's just all dust. It's all coffee dust. How many copy and paste ones did you get? Oh, mate, like 200, but I just was not reading them the second I realised they were copy and paste. Hi, Mr. Bradley B. Been giving good advice. Of course, mate. I'm fucking the most intelligent man you've ever met. And I need you all to know that for my own ego. How can you tell they're copy and paste? I'll show you, mate. Hold on. I euthanized to replace my badly behaved cat with an identical cat, and my wife has started to notice the small differences. What do I do? I'm so scared of my marriage falling apart because she was so attached to the cat. I don't know why I fucking did it. I feel so stupid and evil. I'm sure you're all married. Actually, I copied it from Rate Driver, not Reddit. Okay. We'll close that now. Right, stop giving me your anonymous fucking shit. I don't care anymore. I think this is a stream. Unless someone donates £50 right now and I'll stay on. Give you 2 minutes. I'm counting in my head. I am married. Oh yeah, the Jew. Hello, Jew. Can I text you good morning every day? I mean, I can't stop you. Do you know what, Deji? I've got 2 numbers and I've got a work number that I do use. It's a phone I do use, but it's like what I bought for my IRL stream and stuff. And I most of the time would have probably gave out that, and I've gave you my real number. So you can text me good morning every day, but I will mute you. £50 to bring the big boy dartboard out. £50? Do you think I'm entertaining right now, though? I feel like I'm not. £50 and I'll bring the big boy dartboard out. Is human nature inherently self-serving, or do acts of genuine altruism reveal a deeper truth about our capacity for compassion? I think human nature is fundamentally, human nature exists in phases. So I think a part of human nature is being self-serving, and a part of human nature is being altruistic. That's my genuine answer. I think we go through different phases. I think we will feel this way, and then we'll feel another way, and then we'll feel another way. And I think that's a part of being human. So don't ever demonise yourself too much for being a bit shit, unless you are always shit, I would say. My message was about Eric and it was genuine. I didn't see all of them, to be fair, mate. There was a lot. Right, boys. Mr. Banter's going to go now, but it's been lovely. I've enjoyed your company. 4th stream in a row. Tomorrow we will be back, and I'll either be doing dart throws again, or a new type of wheel spin. We shall see. Nice stream tonight, I liked it. Well, I like you, mate. Will tomorrow's stream be better? You'll be fucking banned, mate, is what I'm saying. But as long as you donate, then it will be better. Alright. Bye.